Can a keyboard that only costs £50 to £60 compete with those more expensive keyboards on the market? Because on paper, the Aula F75 is everything you'd want in your dream mechanical keyboard, yet it's only a fraction of the price. With a 75% layout, a gasket mount, RGB, wireless connectivity, what more would you want? So today we're going to find out if the Aula 75 is worth your money or if it's just another internet hype. Starting with the design, this is a 75% layout, therefore you get to keep your arrow keys, you've got all your F keys, you've got your volume knob, yet it doesn't take up all that additional desk space. I'd say the 75% is one of my favourite sizes, as you get everything you need for gaming. I cannot live without my arrow keys. I don't care what anyone else says, these are my life. This keyboard is actually ABS plastic. Now, it's not as premium as your aluminium cases, I know that, but this feels far from cheap. Like, there's not even a slight bend to it. Or maybe I'm just not strong enough. But she actually weighs a whole kilogram. Like, she feels premium despite being made of plastic.
Now let's take a deeper dive into the keyboard. Just looking at her at a first glance, she looks premium. She doesn't look like a cheap keyboard. She's pretty, she's nice, she feels nice. So let's dig in a little deeper. So it comes with this multifunctional dial. It feels quite smooth to turn, but I would say it does feel a little bit cheaper in comparison to the rest of the keyboard. Now, this keyboard is not light. She's nearly a whole kilogram, but weirdly, that helps her feel more premium. Now, looking at the back, we have two different heights of feet, which we love. It makes the keyboard more customizable and more comfortable for anyone who's looking to purchase this. I usually go for the full height. Now, she feels great to type on it straight out of the box, but you're going to have to wait for that sound test. Now, what I love about this keyboard is that you can connect it via USB, so wireless, Bluetooth, and through the USB-C cable that comes with the keyboard. Another thing I love about this keyboard is it is actually a gasket mount. Therefore, it has a little bit of movement rather than being completely stiff. So when you're typing, it feels a bit softer and more cushioned in comparison to a completely rigid mechanical keyboard. This keyboard actually comes with some additional switches as well, which is great. These are the Greywood V3 switches. These are linear switches. They also come with the keycap remover. This is the Corsair one because I've actually lost mine. Apologies. Getting into the RGB. Now, this is in daylight. How bright is this? You can actually adjust this with the dial, or you can press function and the slash key and you can cycle through without having to install the software. Time to pull off these keys and get into these switches. So the keys pull straight off and we have these lovely Greywood 3 switches. Like I said before, these are linear switches, meaning there is no tactile bump or click when you press them. In addition to this, they're already pre-lubed from the factory, with the operating force being around 40 grams. So honestly, they feel really nice and I really, really like them. They're smooth, relatively light, and have a really satisfying sound. So this keyboard actually uses self-facing LEDs. Now, if you're new to mechanical keyboards, this basically means the RGB is at the bottom of the switch. If you're planning on changing the keycaps, self-facing LEDs give you much better compatibility with different keycap profiles, including cherry profile keycaps. Also, these keycaps slip onto these switches so nicely. Now for the moment you've all been waiting for, the sound test. So this is the Aula software. You'll actually just type Aula F75 software into Google. This is where you can create the profiles for everything to do with your keyboard, commands, macros, etc. You can also change the RGB on here, so there's loads of different profiles. You can customize the speed, how bright, the colors, and then you literally just save the profile and it updates onto your keyboard. This isn't my favorite software to use. It's not the most user-friendly software and it's a little bit slow, but it does do the job.
So the things I don't love about the Aula F75 is obviously she is made of plastic. So she's not as premium as you might want. I know these aluminium cases feel a lot nicer, but you are going to have to pay a lot more for that. In addition to that, the software, not my favourite software. Also, not the easiest software to find, or maybe I'm just a bit of a potato, but I feel like I've used better softwares. I love the switches on this keyboard being the Greywood V3 switches, and it honestly is one of the nicest sounding keyboards I have ever heard. Literally. Better than my Corsair K65. But what sounds amazing and creamy and lovely to me might sound different to you. So, make sure you listen for those Aula F75 sound tests before you buy, because I don't want you to be disappointed. What I love about this keyboard though is, I love the colourway for one, but apart from that, we know I love a blue setup. 75% best layout, hands down, don't care what anyone says. Plenty of room for gaming. RGB. Sorry, the RGB on this keyboard is so bright. It can be seen clear as day in the daylight. Absolutely adore that. Also, the battery. The battery life is incredible. Although this depends on how bright and how long you run your RGB. Therefore, the battery might not last you as long. There's so many ways to connect it. You have the USB-C cable, you have Bluetooth, you have wireless. You can also use this on Windows or Mac. We love that. We love being able to use both. Gasket mount, love that. Hot swappable switches, love that. You can customize the hell out of this keyboard. What's not to love about that? So, is the Aula F75 worth buying and worth the price? Yes. For £60, it makes it hard to spend the money on a more expensive mechanical keyboard because it sounds great straight out of the box. It feels incredible. It feels premium without the price. And I really find it hard to recommend another keyboard. If you're looking for your first mechanical keyboard that's also customizable, you literally cannot go wrong with the Aula F75. It was actually the first mechanical keyboard I purchased and I don't regret it. I just wish my other keyboard sounded as lovely as this one. Let me know in the comments what you like about this keyboard, and would you switch out the Greywood V3 switches that I love? Or would you keep them in? Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you next time.